Here comes the next problem for us to write a pseudocode to accept two numbers, display the two numbers, swap the two numbers and display them again. In order to look at the solution for the same, let's try to write the pseudocode. As we already know that we have to first declare the variables. Before declaring the variables, don't forget to use the start keyword. So once you say start, declare the variables. Currently we have two numbers to be accepted. So let's declare two variables. Num1, I would like to go ahead with integer as a data type. You can also use double. I'm declaring two variables to accept these numbers. So there is one logic which I can use for swapping the two numbers using a third variable. So here is one logic where I would like to declare a variable called as temp, with which I can swap these values. So once I have declared, I'm now supposed to accept the numbers. So I'll accept these two numbers. So let's accept by saying accept num1, num2. Followed by this, I'm supposed to display. So let me display the values. How do we display? We just have to display before swapping. The values are num1, num2. Once we're done with this, I can now go ahead and write the logic to swap num1 and num2. So once such logic is assign the initial value of num1 to temp, followed by this. Since we have taken the backup of num1, I can overwrite it by using num2 to be assigned to num1. Since I have got the new value to num1, now I can restore num2 by replacing with temp. After this, I can display the result by saying after swapping num1 and num2. So this is one solution. Let's try to put a dry run. Let's try to put a dry run for the same. One of the most simple techniques to cross check your logic. So I say this is num1, num2, temp, and the output. Now as per this statement, I am supposed to first declare a variable. Along with this, I am supposed to assign the values. Let's apply the dry run. So here comes 0, next step is again 0, next step is again 0, because we have declared three variables with values 0. Now this next statement will be to accept the num1, num2. Let's assign 10 and 20 to num1 and num2 respectively. Followed by this, I'm supposed to display the statement will be before swapping. The statement will be before swapping. The output will be before swapping. The current values is 10 and 20. Followed by this, we have the logic. The logic is assigning num1 to temp. So right now the new value of temp will be num1, which is nothing but 10. Followed by this, the next statement is value of num2 being assigned to num1. Hence, num2 will be assigned to num1, which is nothing but 20. Followed by this, num2 will be assigned temp. Current value of temp is 10, that will be assigned to num2. So after assigning this, we are now supposed to produce the output, nothing but after swapping num1 and num2. So what is num1? 20. What is num2? 10. So with this, we have successfully swap two values and also perform the dry run. So it is so simple where you don't require any computer to cross check what the logic you have written is correct or not. So this is one solution. Let's try an alternate solution for the same without using tag. So I would like to reuse the same code and produce an alternate logic. So this is going to be the next logic where we are not going to use tag. So this statement remains as it is. We are going to replace this as it is. Now the logic will change where we are not going to use tag. So instead of tag, let's try to swap these numbers by using arithmetic operators, where I am going to first add both the numbers followed by this. I'm going to take a difference of the new sum with num2 followed by this. I will again restore by performing the same operation. So this is an alternate logic. This is an alternate logic. Now let's apply the dry run with different set of input. So there is no time. There is no time. Two variables being declared. Both are being assigned 0, 0, except the values 10 and 20. Num1 is equal to num1 plus num2. We have displayed. Right now, num1 will be 10 plus 20, so that will be 30, followed by this. Num2 will be num1 minus num2, that is nothing but 30 minus 20. So with that, num2 will be 10, followed by this. The new value of num1 is going to be the num1 minus num2, nothing but 30 minus 10, so which is nothing but 20. So with this, I'm able to still get the same output. So this is an alternate logic. This is an alternate logic with which you can still swap the numbers. Okay, so we can also think of an alternate logic on the same lines. So this is an alternate logic on the same lines. I'm going to still declare two variables. Right? So this is an alternate logic. These are the values 10 and 20. Now with this, if you just look at what is the product, so this is 10 into 20, which is nothing but 200, right? Now num2 would be taking 200 by 20, so that is nothing but 10. The next step, 200 by 10, nothing but 20. So I'm able to get 20 and 10, so you can almost see the logic is right. But here is a small problem. Suppose instead of saying 10 and 20, what if I say 10 and 0? So this logic, when you say 10 and 0, you will be getting 0. Now here we'll be attempting 0 by 0, which is not defined in mathematics. So this is one of the bug in our logic. So you are advisable not to use this due to the limitation for dividing by 0. So since we have three solutions, you are suggested to use this. Now suppose if you want to try an alternate solution, we can also do by using something called as exclusive OR operator. Okay, so you can simply replace this with exclusive OR operator. So this should work on most of the programming, provided this exactly behaves like an exclusive OR operator. So here are four different solutions for displaying two numbers.